Okay, welcome back everybody to my kitchen. Today I'm gonna make my Bourbon Bacon Jam. It's also called bacon crack by some of my friends. My friend Mama D loves this. She absolutely adores it on crackers, cream cheese. I think she just puts it on her finger and eats it. But it is very simple to make. You're gonna find all kinds of uses for it. I've even put it on, if you saw my video earlier, of pimento cheese. Just some crackers, pimento cheese, and a little bit of this on top. So what I got in here is 3 white onions. Actually, I had 2.5 white onions, the other one here. These I'm just cutting in half moons. You don't have to worry about the size and shape because we're going to puree them. After we get all done, we're going to put everything in the food processor and just chop it down a little bit, not completely puree it. But once you get the onions in here, we're going to cook those until they're nice and brown. One way to get them to cook a little bit quicker and caramelize, put some salt on it. That helps draw out the water. And then the water, with that out, it's going to help caramelize a lot quicker. Over here, I have about 1 pound of applewood smoked bacon. My kitchen smells beautiful right now. I'm rendering this down. I actually cut it in small lardons, which is just fancy for little slices. But I'm just doing it nice and slow over here because I want to render all the fat out because I'm going to save that bacon grease. I never throw it out. I use it in everything. Okay, so I'm going to let the onions cook. I'm going to let the bacon render off. When the onions get down nice and caramelized and broken down, we'll be back. I'll put all the rest of the ingredients in there with it, and we'll go from there. I'll talk to you in just a little bit. Bye-bye. Okay, everybody, we are back. I have taken the beautiful bacon, oh God, out of the pan. I'm gonna let this fat render down, or start rendering. I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit. And now put it in my glass that I put in, or jar that I put in the refrigerator. I'll never throw away my bacon fat. In fact, tomorrow I'm gonna make some pinto beans and cornbread. And I like to use the bacon fat in the cornbread, not only in the mix, but also in the bottom of the pan. I'll show you that on the video. I'll do a video of that for you. It makes it real crisp and gives it great flavor. But like I said, these onions are starting to caramelize really nice. So at this point, I'm going to add in my, well, let's put in brown sugar. And that's about 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Spatula. This is maple syrup. You don't have to use maple syrup. You can just use regular syrup if you don't have maple syrup. And this is going to help caramelize it as well and sweeten it. Then I got about a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger and a teaspoon of chili powder. And we're going to put a little bit of balsamic vinegar in here. Like I said, I'm going to put the recipe, link to the recipe to my website down in the comments. I'm also going to probably write the recipe down there. So we're going to put all that together in here. Let this cook down some, thicken up a little bit, and it's all going to head right over there to the food processor. All right, so I'm going to let that cook down just a little bit, and I'll be back shortly. Okay, we're back. Our onions have cooked down pretty much to the consistency I want. Like I said, We're just trying to get them sweetened up and softened a little bit because we're going to run them through the food processor to make it more of a jam type consistency. Earlier, you might have thought I forgot this. I did not forget the whiskey. I actually put it in now and just let it cook for a little bit. That way the flavor stays in it. Just remember, if you're using a gas top stove, please turn off the gas before you put that in because it will ignite. I'm gonna let this cook just for a few minutes on high so the bourbon gets soaked into the onions. I've already taken out the bacon. Let me get everything started here. I'll put the bacon in already. I didn't put a paper towel or anything in here. Sometimes I put a paper towel in when I'm cooking bacon for breakfast to absorb the grease, but I want some of this delicious bacon fat in my jam. All right. That's cooked a little bit. Like I said, I don't want to cook out all of the bourbon itself. So I'm going to turn it off there. And let's see, what can I use to take it over into that? I'm going to actually try to not make a mess and just pour it in. Let's get prepared with some paper towels. I am known to make a mess. Get this out of the way. Okay, this. And let's see if we can get this poured in there with as little disaster as possible. Oh, I have my handy dandy wooden spoon. Make sure you get every drop out of here. This is going to make a wonderful jam. These I give away to gifts for people at Christmas, just small jars. I usually do a little half pint jar and put it in the refrigerator for me to use because you never know. And just, you want to put some on some crackers with some cream cheese. Get some juice in there. There we go. Now, once you get everything in here, get it on the food processor. Let's get everything else out of the way here. No wonder it's not coming on. I did the wrong thing. Hey, it happens. Now, you're not going to take this all the way down to a puree. You want it a little chunky in here for the consistency. I'm just using the pulse mode. Can you see up there? I still see some onion chunks in there, so I'm going to give it a few spins. All right. It's just about right. I do want to taste it to make sure. I'm sure it's going to need a little bit of salt. I put salt on. Actually, it doesn't need salt. I had enough salt on the onions. Perfect. That's great. All right. From here, you use whatever jars you like. Like I said, I use half pint jars. When I'm giving it away, I like to give a little bit to everybody. So I use my smaller jars. And I found these lids instead of the regular mason jar lids. These plastic ones on Amazon. They work really great for this. So let's remove this. Take it out. Get it out of the way so I don't cut myself. Let's get something to spoon this out. What can we use? This one's a little bit at a time. Actually, you know what? We're going to do the canning jars like I did if I was canning. This will keep me from making a mess. There we go. And it's a little bit juicy right now, a little bit of extra liquid in it, but this is going to thicken up as it cools. The bacon's going to start absorbing all that. There we go. Set that up there. Looks like I'm going to have some extra. I'm going to need another jar. But like I said, this is my bourbon bacon jam. It's great. My favorite is just some crackers, maybe a little cream cheese or goat cheese. Put this on top of it. Makes a great little snack. I'll go ahead and finish jarring all these up, and I hope you share this video with your friends. If you have any questions, like I said, I'll put the ingredients and the recipe down in the comment section and a link to my website. Hope you all have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.